Most people are like, they look at their lead numbers, they see like, okay, we got 40 leads, that's fine, and they keep moving on. But this is not the truth. This is only the half of the story. The real insights, the ones that help you actually double your conversions, are buried down to your chat transcripts with your clients. That's where your customers literally tell you what they want, what they're looking for, what are your problems, what are their objections, and basically that's the key to analyzing what they're looking for and what's stopping them from buying. If you learn those conversations and understand these problems, you'll never have to worry again about what's stopping your business and improving. And that's exactly what I'm going to tell you in this video, which your Snowie.ai's chat data is basically the gold mine to improving your conversions through your funnel. If you're interested in this video, let's dive in. All right, what's good, everybody? Ash here, like always, and I've prepared a quick flow chart for you, so like always you can understand the video better and consume the information without even me having to explain it. So these are exactly the conversations which are the new analytics, right? We are talking about the chat data on your AI agent. So we have, it's not numbers only analytics, it's you're missing insights during this numbers only analytics. So there are actually two different approaches. So let me actually grab a pen real quick. So there are two different approaches. Either you're only focused on the number of the leads, so that's why I call it the numbers only analytics, which there are a lot of people looking at lead numbers and that's it. So they overlook chat transcripts and they miss the hidden patterns, and there are actually limited conversions getting improved, obviously, right? So that's not the correct method. The correct method to basically to have your team or yourself to analyze your conversation is to analyze the chat transcripts, discover the hidden patterns, and then you're obviously going to have improved conversions. So moving on to the next part, let me actually tell you what are the goals that we are looking to understand in this video. We're going to tell you how to read the conversation data, how to identify the patterns, fix the weak spots, recover your lost leads, and also in results increase your conversions and your closing rate. So we have three different steps I have basically made here for you guys to consume it better. So starting from the first one, we have the recent session panels. So let me just go quickly to Snowie.ai. As you can see, we have the dashboard, and this is the recent session panel. As you can see, we have all of our recent client chats, which this was for my previous videos, which I was chatting with the test AI. You could see that we have the transcription, we have the summary, and we also have the recording, which obviously we don't because it was not an avatar AI chatbot. So we have the transcription and everything here. So you could just go over them, all of them real quick. We have the transcription, the summary, all of it. So you could obviously see what's going on in here. So let me get back to the chart. So first of all, let me tell you, you have to open the recent chats, you have to review the chats, you have to extract the insights, you have to extract and understand the intent of your clients, either if there is a confusion or you have objections between multiple clients, or if they have reasons for dropping off, and actually churn rates. So what are the chat durations that you are most likely gonna look for, and also understand their intent without going through all of the conversations, because they may be a lot. So if you see that a chat is most likely more than 2 minutes, it's most likely a high intent client. But if it's under 1 minute, it's most likely a low intent client. So that's simple logic right here. The longer the conversation, the higher chance of the intent that your client have, right? So let me actually make you understand more about this part, the intention of the client. So we have a lead temperature system, which lets you more understand the intention of your client. So basically you have to understand, based off the lead inquiry, what type of lead you are actually dealing with. So if you see that they are talking about pricings, timelines, and questions like this, and actually have long conversations, they are most likely counted as hot leads. So you have to follow up within the next 5 minutes, unless you're going to lose another chance. If you see that they're asking general questions, they're most likely called warm leads, which you could actually follow up within the next priority, which would be the next hour or so. But if you see that they're only browsing, so they're obviously cold leads, and you could actually put them for long-term nurture lists. And that's exactly how we describe the lead temperature system for understanding the intention of your clients. Moving up to the next step, we have the transcription analysis. So basically you have to get yourself a ritual for reading 15 minutes on Mondays. I'm sorry if my camera is getting lagged up a little bit. Let me see if I can fix it real quick. All right. Sorry for the interruption. All right, now it's fixed right here. I'm not really sure how long we were lagging, but anyways, moving back to the video. So on the transcriptions, you have to actually have a ritual like on Mondays or whatever day you like, 15 minutes to understand and read the transcript analysis of your client chat. So let's say that you have this ritual set on Monday. You have to pick 10 conversations. 5 of them should be converted ones and 5 of them should be non-converted ones, right? So then you have to ask yourself 5 different questions. What are the common questions asked? What are the drop-off points? What are the objections? And also, what are the conversion triggers on those ones which are converted? And also, what are the competitors mentioned during these chats? So after you have asked those questions to yourself and understood the correct answer, then you have to decide whether to update your AI or update your main funnel, the information you have put on your funnel. So that's what you have to decide between after you have asked those 5 questions and understood what's going on. And actually, let me give you a real example improvement. So let's say this, and if you have in a store, we have a store which has vague return policies, visitor distrust, and also low conversions. So what's going to happen next? They are going to update their policy to be more clear for the clients based on this actually method which I have explained here. So what's going to be the results? They're going to jump from 18 to 31% lead capture conversion. So let's actually move on to the next step, which would be the third step, the lost lead recovery system. So recovering lost leads has to start from a process of filtering the conversations. So let me tell you how it works. If a conversation, actually you have to first ask 3 questions. If it falls under these 3 questions and you have a yes for them, then you could actually move on. So let me tell you, if the conversation is more than 2 minutes, if the contact information is already mentioned and also ask a bunch of key questions, then you should actually look for the identifiers of that client and actually send them friendly follow-ups. And also in this way, you're going to recover 5 to 7 leads per 100 conversations using this method of recovering your lost leads. But in case you don't see any of these to have a yes, if you're asking yourself, then you could actually discard the conversation and just move forward to the ones that you see a yes to these 3 questions. So these are actually the main 3 steps of basically recovering your lost lead and basically increasing your performance and KPIs. Let me tell you some remarketing without emails. So these are some this is actually a simple method for remarketing without email. So you have to identify repeated transcript concerns. So if something is actually being repeated between all of your clients, that's obviously something you have to be worried about. You have to turn them into retargeted ads and then show the ads to the recent visitors. So then in results, your conversions are going to be 2 or even 3 times more than before. Because guess what? Let me tell you that, let's say from 100 different leads, like 50 of them are talking about, let's say, the quality. I don't know. Let's say you're selling, I'm just giving you an example, right? Let's say you're selling some windows and 50 of those 100 conversations are saying that, I don't know, the plastic frame of that window has a little bit of, I don't know, weirdness or some type of thing. So what you're going to have to do here is that you have to identify this concern here, which is the issue with the plastic frame of your window that you're selling. And then you have to retarget this issue and concern into an ad. So then you could show it to the recent visitors. So the 50 people that you see out of 100 conversations are going to decrease actually on the long run, I mean. So that's exactly how it works. Then we have a weekly optimization tracking system. So you have to start weekly tracking. So you have to identify the top questions, you have to identify the top objections, you have to determine the conversion triggers. You're not only looking for the bad parts of your business, you're also looking for the good sides of your business, the downsides, and also your pain points and also your benefits. And then you have to implement changes based on those triggers. and observe the results. If the patterns are emerging, all right, now it's time to adjust your strategy accordingly on the long run. But if not, just continue monitoring weekly until you see results. Because like as Alex Hormozi says, if you're not seeing any results and you think that you're doing everything right, it mostly means that you're not putting in volume. Volume always matters if you're not seeing any results and you're mostly sure that you're going the right way. So we have then the quantifying improvements. So basically you apply one change, you see that a new conversion comes up. Either it's low or either it's new, either it's lower or higher. So it doesn't really matter. You have to understand what is your boost right here. You have a formula to calculate it. So the new ROI, the new conversion minus the old one, actually, divided by the old conversion. So let's say you have a new conversion rate of 31. Actually, not really sure what my camera is just messing up with me, but forgive me, please, for God's sake. But anyway, so 31% is going to be your new conversion rate, and 80% is your previous conversion rate. So the basically technique to calculate this is 31 minus 18 divided by 18. So that would be basically your 72% boost, as you can see. All right. So this is actually about it in this module. So let me just give you a quick summary of what we discussed about. So we told you how to analyze recent sessions on Snowie.ai, just like you see here. It also tells you what recently agents are used, how many active agents you have, total leads, your total credits, and also, as you can see, you see that it has every single recent session. You also have downloading filter option with date and also different fields, right? So moving up back to the summary, we told you how to label leads by the temperature. I showed you a method here which basically told you how to understand the temperature of your lead, if they're a hot lead, if they're a warm lead, or either they're a cold lead. And also I told you to set yourself for a ritual which you either daily or weekly come and visit your chat conversations. You just select different 10 different conversations, 5 of them converted ones and 5 of them from the unconverted ones. And then you have the recovering lost lead method. Then you had the weekly tracking, and also in results compounding conversion growth, how you're going to achieve that. Basically that's what you understood. So in the next video, I'm going to show you basically when your insights are gathered and after you have identified your hot leads and identified which one needs instant follow-up, you have to connect it to Snowie.ai. You have to connect Snowie.ai to CRM and also SMS, and then have your automated pipeline. So that's for today's video, guys. Thank you for watching this video. And like always, this was Ash, and see you in the next one. Peace out for now.